What's cracking, guys? Blair here. Myself and probably most everybody out there is waiting on these bigger lakes to freeze up well, especially after all the snow we got. I want to talk to you guys about something that I haven't really tried to keep a secret, but it's something I really haven't heard a lot of people talk about. And it's something that I've been doing for the past few years and definitely seeing an increased amount of hookup percentage with panfish. Just a little bit of backstory. I learned this when I was fishing the high school national championship, which actually took place out of Mille Lacs. The last 3 years that I was in high school, I got second place 2 years in a row. And then if you guys remember my last year full-time at Portside during the winter, I actually won the tournament. So this definitely helped me out a ton. So just know that it does work. I have a lot of faith in it. There's two different reels I use when I'm ice fishing. It's either going to be an inline reel or a spinning reel. I'll show you guys an inline reel real quick. This is an inline ice fishing reel. You can see there. It's direct. The line comes in and it's spinning this way versus spinning this way like the spinning reel. So the trick that I'm showing you guys to help you when you're using a spinning reel is adding a swivel to it. Now this seems like something very small, but I want to explain why I think it helps and why it's going to help you land more fish and get more bites, really. These spinning reels, your line's coming in this way, so you're always going to have memory. It doesn't matter what line you have. When you're using small baits, finesse fishing for panfish, you know, right here I've got a spoon, which is a little bit bigger, but I use a lot of tiny tungsten jigs with this setup, and it's imperative for me to have that swivel. What the swivel does is it keeps that memory from your main line. I've got 4-pound mainline monofilament on this to a 3-pound monofilament leader that is attached to that swivel. It allows my leader to stay straight at all times. This leader's never going to have memory. And what that means for you is that when a fish bites it, the big deal for this is that leader is going to keep your bait sitting naturally down there on the bottom. When you're fishing for these fish, it's going to be sitting naturally, and it's not going to be spinning around in circles, which is the biggest thing for me. When I was fishing Mille Lacs for panfish, as you guys know if you've tried it, it is not easy to get them to bite. It's very challenging actually, and the only way I could get them to bite is by having the most natural presentation possible, and having a swivel on my setup made a huge difference in whether I was getting bites or not, just because my bait was always staying straight. I kept it in their face nicely, and it wasn't spinning around in circles because of the memory. So keep that in mind, guys. I guarantee it's going to help you catch more fish. I've seen it firsthand. You know, one thing I want to add just before we get out of this video, I just want to mention that when a spoon is spinning around, it's not such a big deal. But when you have those tungsten jigs, I've seen so many fish sight fishing for these panfish where they will eat the head of your jig because it's spinning around in circles. And that's where having the swivel also is going to help you out. Like I said, it's going to keep it from spinning around in circles. It's going to keep that plastic or your wax worm, whatever you have tipped onto your jig, facing the fish at all times. And when that fish eats it, you can be sure that it's going to be eating the right thing. It's going to be eating the hook and not the jig head's head. So keep that in mind, guys. Try it next time. I guarantee it's going to help you guys out. Hope you guys can get out on the ice here soon and enjoy this Minnesota weather and hopefully some big walleyes and panfish through the hole.